Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I want to recap some of the details from the stream last night that Zack Snyder joined on the Nerd Queens YouTube channel. They also had two representatives from AFSP join them as well, which is how they kicked off the stream. They kind of started with how the fandom has become such a large part of the AFSP organization. They went into detail about how widespread the Snyderverse community has contributed to AFSP, and they kind of talked about how the funds have been allocated that the fans have raised. The fans are almost at $1 million raised for AFSP, and most likely after this event that I'm going to talk about, they will probably push beyond the $1 million mark. And besides funds, they also talked about other things that can be done for, suicide prevention awareness, and things of that nature. And then they got into the fandom side of it with just Zack, and he gave some more details about the event that he's been teasing over the past few days. If you missed my videos about those, you can check those out. Okay, so he started off with the images, with the video voiced by Ray Porter, the image of Superman, the image of Batman, and then now yesterday he also shared the image of Wonder Woman, which is what I was anticipating. The image of Wonder Woman says, "The journey of the hero is about leaving the familiar and entering the unknown. It's about encountering challenges and overcoming them, and it's about returning to the world of the familiar, but now transformed by the experience." So the event taking place April 28th, 29th, and 30th in Pasadena, California. It is somewhat of a SnyderCon 2, but it's also being kind of dubbed the Full Circle event because Man of Steel, BVS, and Zack Snyder's Justice League have never been screened in this way altogether. It will also be the first time that the color version of Zack Snyder's Justice League will be shown in IMAX. There have been a few charity screenings, but they were the monochrome, the black and white version, so now it's going to be color. And the way Zack was talking about it, it just seems like he's saying like this is how he intended for it to be watched, and it's just a completely different experience. I wish I could see it. I wish I could go. First day, 28th, will be Man of Steel screening. The second day, BVS, I'm assuming it's going to be the Ultimate Edition, will be the 29th, and then the 30th will be Zack Snyder's Justice League. There will be panels after each screening, and Zack said they are working on who is going to be able to join the panels. He also said that people that are not there attending in person should be able to live stream the panels. They're not going to be able to live stream the movie, of course. That's, you can't do that. But he was talking about how there's possible that he might be in a green room or off, in a different room during the screenings to provide bookmarks or kind of where they are in the movie so that fans can watch along at home. Kind of like when he's done the Vero watch-alongs, he's not actually showing the movie. The camera's on him, and we're watching it at home, and we're kind of watching it at the same time that he is, and he's kind of providing commentary on it. So not 100% sure if they're going to have that yet, but he's talking about, maybe. And we don't know who the guests will be for the panels just yet, but he said they have allotted about an hour time after each screening to have paneling, questions and whatnot for people that are there. Man of Steel and BVS will be screened at the Art Center College of Design. It's actually very close to Zack's house, he was saying in the stream. Those two will be screened there at their theater there. And the funny thing is, another full circle moment, the capacity for the theater is actually 214 seats. And I think we all know 214 has become a symbolic number in the Snyderverse. So that's pretty funny. Also, there will be posters that are being made specifically for the event, t-shirts as well. On the day of the screening for BVS, they have a allotted time set aside for Zack to do signings. And he says he believes so that fans who are not there in person will also be able to purchase signed or, and posters as well. They're going to be, releasing some new merch. It's usually through Ink to the People. That's what the merch has been available through in the past because all of the proceeds are donated to AFSP. And this whole event is a charity event for AFSP, just as a reminder. And I think it's one of the shirts or one of the posters, I'm not 100% sure. Jim Lee is actually designing it. He's drawing for it. So that's pretty cool. One of the posters is going to be a trilogy poster. And Zack was describing it as a movie style poster, but like the trilogy for Man of Steel, BVS, Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'm very excited to see that one because we don't have any posters like that. Zack Snyder's Justice League, they did create some really awesome posters for that one, but we don't have one with the trilogy. Like, maybe there's fan-made stuff out there that, you know, there's a lot of talented fans out there that make some really awesome stuff. But as far as an official thing, we don't have anything like that. So I'm very interested to see how that one comes out. I did say that the IMAX screening for Zack Snyder's Justice League will be at Universal City Walk. And he says it's like his favorite IMAX theater. So it seems like he's very excited about that. He also mentioned that tickets should be going on sale this coming Friday, the 24th, and that he will be sharing more information on Vero and probably Twitter for you know, ticket sales. He said he's not sure yet if it's going to be a bundle package if you want to go to all three, or if it's going to be 3 separate individual passes that you have to purchase. He said doing a bundle was more complicated than he imagined, so it's probably going to be 3 separate things, one for each day. Pretty much the day that tickets go on sale is when people are going to know the price. He said it shouldn't be too extreme. Kind of still working on stuff, you know, the logistics of that. Okay, yes, Zsjl is drawing a shirt. Just getting some clarification here, not a poster. But I'm definitely interested to see that. I'm sure it's going to be fire. There's also going to be some fan-organized events and giveaways, you know, prizes like memorabilia and things they're trying to get for giveaways. It's pretty much what it's going to be, what he's been hinting at over the past few days. I think that there are probably still some people who have their hopes up for some kind of announcement to happen during the event. I personally don't have that expectation. I don't think it's realistic based on what's happening with DC right now and with Zack himself. I don't think it's reasonable that they're going to be like, here, Zack, you can continue this over at Netflix or wherever, while we are also starting over with our own new universe. I don't think it's reasonable to expect that there's going to be some kind of announcement in that way. I think this is Zack showing his appreciation for the fans' continued support, while also having an event that contributes to AFSP, because like he said in the stream, it's become such a huge part of the community, and the representatives from AFSP had nothing but good things to say about the Snyderverse community, how much like on such a huge scale the Snyder's fans have made an impact. And, you know, even just spreading awareness, it's not only about raising money, it's also about spreading awareness, giving people letting people know that there's these resources out there. And they were very much appreciative of all of that. So that was really nice to hear. I think this is kind of Zack saying, like, this is my trilogy, my DC trilogy. And he's talking about how, you know, these characters are very near and dear to him. Like with Zack Snyder's Justice League, he kept saying, like, in the beginning, there was supposed to be some kind of theatrical run. That never happened. Thankfully, they released it on, you know, hard copy and digital, but there was never a theatrical run. And so, you know, the fact that he shot it and intended for it to be viewed in IMAX, and, you know, he wants to do this for the fans, and I feel like, I don't want to say it's a farewell, because I don't think he'll ever officially say that, but I think he's just kind of taking this time to appreciate what he got to experience with the fan community. And, you know, he talked a lot about how so many unexpected things happened as far as fans jumping on board with the AFSP movement. And, you know, it was just so many things that he didn't expect. Like how the two things meshed together. You know, people showing support for Autumn and kind of rallying around suicide prevention, and then also coming together for his film. And that's why it's become such a really special thing for the fans who have been a part of this the past few years. So I think this is kind of just something to put that all together and show appreciation for it. It's hard for people not to, you know, get excited about him announcing something, but kind of segueing into that, he talked a lot about Rebel Moon, which is one of the universes that he's working on at Netflix. And he shared a lot of stuff that he probably wasn't even supposed to. He said that there's going to be an RPG Rebel Moon game. That's in the works, a role-playing game for Rebel Moon. That is something I did not expect at all. but very cool. There's also going to be an international like press tour or marketing tour for the film, international. He mentioned an animated short film and a graphic novel. So they are really making this a mass, like this is going to be a universe for Netflix. Like it is going to be so much more than just a 2-part movie. I did expect there to be more than 2 parts or more than 2 movies, but all of the other stuff that he mentioned, a game, an animated short film, a graphic novel, I wasn't expecting that. That alone shows how enthusiastic and supportive Netflix is of that whole universe that Zack is creating, because that's a lot to be doing and to be working on without even having the first one released. He also mentioned that Twilight of the Gods, which is the other project that he and Zsjl are working on together, is in full. They are working on it every day. The animated Las Vegas, Army of the Dead animated series, I think he said there was a little bit of technical kind of setbacks with that, and that's maybe why we haven't really seen much about it. But they're still, of course, working on it. So he is, very, very busy over there working on all of these other universes at Netflix, and still at the same time, still showing appreciation for the fans. I think he probably knows that with all the changes going on at DC, it seems like a timely event. Obviously they didn't just plan this, a week ago. This, obviously, if they've been doing this, they've been planning this for a while, because all of these things take a long time to be worked out and, organized. But it does seem like a timely thing for him to do, because I think a lot of fans might be feeling like we're never going to see any kind of Snyderverse stuff again on the big screen. There's always going to be a lot of support for restoring the Snyderverse and all of those things. And I personally don't think he's ever going to tell fans not to support that. Like, I don't think he's ever going to shoot down fans for any kind of other campaigns that come up or, anything like that. I don't see him ever doing that, because why would he tell fans not to support it? Like, there's always going to be a fan base that is supportive of the Snyderverse. Special thing for Zack to do and to organize. And I look forward to seeing, the live stream of the panels during the event and the cool, posters and shirts that they release. And I'm very much excited for anyone who gets to go. And overall, I'm just, happy for him and Deborah and their whole team that they are having a great experience at Netflix. I hope someday that him and Henry get to work together again. I hope their paths cross again in some way, because I think that would be cathartic for them, for the fans, no matter what it is, just to see them work together again. And it is going to be awesome to see he and Ray Fisher and Ray Porter, working together in Rebel Moon, and people that we've seen him work before with. So that's going to be awesome as well. But I definitely wanted to just give kind of a summary and an update on this Full Circle SnyderCon 2 event. So thank you guys for watching. Check out any videos you might have missed recently. And thank you guys for the support on the channel. Shout out to any new subscribers. We'll see you next time.